And three, two, one.
Welcome to episode 147 of the Narcissistic Music Disorder.
What's up, Scotty? How you doing this morning?
Oh, not bad. Yourself?
Good, man. You got anything exciting to share as far as anything new you're grooving on? Anything that's in your world right now?
I've been into this band, the Pink Stones,
The Pink Stone. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Are they the ones you shared with me?
Cosmic Country.
Yes, yes, yes. The guy kind of
Yeah,
sounds like
very
Graham
Graham
Parsons.
Parsons-y.
I liked it. I
They're
liked it a
coming to
lot.
the Tip Top in a couple weeks, so
Really.
yeah. They're
Um,
from
I
Georgia.
I thought the dude sounded a lot like Graham
He
Parsons.
does.
Had a really cool Graham Parsons voice.
So I
I
gotta go check
listened.
him out.
Yeah, that would be worth a trip, but you'll have to send me that date. I might be interested in that.
August 18, I
August.
believe.
Is that a weekend?
That's a Monday.
Oh, I can't imagine I'm gigging on a Monday, but who knows? All right. Well, yeah, I want to check them out. I'm trying to think of if there's anything I've been hot on lately. I did get that new Mark Knight album. I've been listening to that a little bit. That's cool. That's got some moment. It's pretty and I listened to it again the other night. It's pretty raw, man.
Yeah.
He's had some loss too. Um, Lost his daughter. Just I do appreciate a guy that comes from that era of what we'll call hair metal, right? He was in Bang Tango for Pete's sake.
Yeah.
But was made able to pivot, and because it's hard, I think, and I don't, you know, like those bands of that era, the hair bands, which I grew up on and love, and kind of a part of that scene still. It's hard to grow up like that. You know what I mean? It's hard to start changing. You're either making, these hair bands are making new albums that the subject matter is silly because it's hard to hear someone in their 50s and 60s talk about, cruising
Yeah.
chicks or
Right.
whatever it is, right? Or partying all night or whatever. And so it's hard to make that pivot to, I don't know, maybe something that's a little more authentic to where you're at in your life. And I think Mark Knight, leaving the genre, going to the singer-songwriter thing, I think he did a good job with that pivot. So Mark's got his new record out, and I've been listening to that. Outside of that, I'm still listening. Dude, I am still listening to Butch Walker as Glenn. I'm
Oh,
still into
wow.
it. And I was playing with Miller the other night, and every single time I play that before we play, like through the PA, dude will ask me about it. What is this? So I finally sent him the whole album to check out. I hope he does because he'll really like it.
Nice.
So tell me what's up today, if you would.
Today we have my friend Ernie Clark from Ernie Clark and the Magnificent Bastards is joining us.
Excellent. Welcome.
I
Hey,
met
fellas.
Ernie. Oh God, it was I don't remember what year this was, Ernie. If you played with Barrel Bones
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
at Mulligan's,
Oh,
Uh-huh.
wow.
was it the Hollow Roots also? Did they
You
play
know,
last
I think it was. I think it
from
was.
Nashville?
Yeah, I think so. I
Okay,
think
because
so.
I was drunk that night, so
That
I was
but
happens
going to
at
ask.
that's where I saw Ernie Clark the first time, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is fucking awesome!"
Nice.
So
I would recommend putting that quote on a poster, Ernie,
Thank
right
you.
there.
I think I might. I think I might.
Holy shit, this is fucking awesome.
That that's
Scott
def
Benting.
that's
check out
definitely
his record, the Family album is badass. I love it. So
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I paid a visit to some Spotify stuff today too, Ernie, to kind of get ready for the show. And really cool stuff, really
Appreciate
cool,
that. Appreciate that.
kind of gritty and authentic, and just sounds like and we'll get into it in the show a little bit too about your background, kind of a little bit. We're not an interview show per se. We talk about
Right.
music, but it's always nice to go, hey man, when we pick what we're doing today, Scott, right, is we're doing our pick five where we pick a rock
yep,
album, a pop album, a country, an R&B, rap, or blues, we've said now, Scott,
and jazz.
and jazz, thank you.
Yep.
And then our NMD pick, which is our weird that album that you have that hardly anyone has, but it's the one you want to turn everyone on to, but you don't want everyone to know about because you still want to be cool being the only person to know about it. So we will get into that. And yeah, I guess without further ado, what do you think, Scott? You want to dive in?
Yeah, Ernie, what's your rock pick?
My rock pick, I I sort of deferred to my son Ant for this one. Ant has recently joined the
Okay.
Join the
Magnificent
band. I
Bastards.
saw that. Cool.
Yeah, so I sort of deferred to him. He's a big metalhead.
All right.
So we actually just went and saw Pantera over at Pine Knob 2 or 3 weeks ago. So
Okay.
his record was far beyond driven by Pantera, and he wrote this really thoughtful, really well written reason why, and I sort of narrowed it down a little bit. But basically, for him, this is the album that inspired him to develop his guitar playing, to dive into musical theory. He really liked what the Abbott brothers and Rex were doing. And, he said, this is just pure Southern heavy metal. And, I went and took some time with it, over the last couple of weeks, and he's right. It's a really great record. They cover, Sabbath at the end. It's just a great record. It's a fun record. The musicality is top notch. I still can't understand what the hell Phil is saying, but we
Are
overlooked that. We overlooked that. It's a good time. It's a good time.
are you familiar with the Abbott Brothers record called Rebel Meets Rebel?
Is
With
that with
David
David
Allan
Allan
Coe?
Coe?
Yes,
Yeah,
and Hank 3.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, hell
Okay.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, those guys have that. Don't you guys agree? They live somehow. Pantera, especially Vinny and Dime. Those guys kind of live in that David Allan Coe, Hank 3. They're in that community. That's the southern thing, I
Yeah,
guess.
Oh yeah.
That
And they're
Texas attitude comes out in their
Absolutely.
metal. Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And and again, I'm not the world's premier super heavy metal fan per se, but Pantera was so real and so without pretense that I had to get it. And to be honest with you, what really hooked me on Pantera, like I was playing in cover bands when Walk came out, and people were starting to cover
Yeah.
that because it was a cool riff and it was drop
Yeah.
B and easy, one finger kind of thing. And so that was coming out, and I got hold of their home videos, the Pantera Watch It Go
Oh God.
video,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, wow, these cats, these are real. They're doing exactly what, at that time I would have done with their level of success. I would have done the exact same thing, right? They were just having a good time all the time. And then I think that they were real reverent toward the stuff that came before them, the Van Halens and the Ozzies and Sabbaths and, heavy
Sure.
music. And those cats, I mean, even watching interviews with Rex, who has grown into kind of, he's an elder statesman almost now. But he's very insightful, dude, on everything. And he's a huge music fan too, with that big depth that on the surface you'd be like, oh, they're a metal band, right? But their influences are so much deeper, and they've been around that scene forever. I feel like their dad owned a studio. Does that feel right? I think
I'm not
there's some
sure.
connection down there in Texas. Check it out. Their producer is a guy named Terry Date, and he produced some of
Yep.
those Pantera records. Check that studio. I'm not 100% sure that the studio they used isn't connected to their father in some way.
Okay.
Okay.
Like maybe he was in the game,
Nice.
So yeah, great opener. I love Pantera.
Nice.
When now I work in a school, I'm still, I'll drop Pantera out when I'm trying to get some cred, and sometimes it lands, and I feel pretty cool. All right, what do you got, Scott, for your rock pick?
Blow by Blow
Hang
from
on.
Jeff Beck.
I can't see it in your screen, but I say,
Yeah.
did you hold up the vinyl album?
Yeah.
That's a classic at MD move, by the way.
First
fucking
cassette my dad handed me when I got my license.
Was Jeff Beck?
Yeah, Blow by Blow.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Are you a big Beck guy?
This album and Garage.
The one with the repair, the guitar
Yeah.
up on the lift. Yeah.
Yep. That
Yeah.
one. There's another one he did more recently that I dig. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, I'm a big Jeff Beck guy.
I'm trying.
Because of my dad.
I'm trying. I've been trying for years. This
record is George Martin produced it. It's awesome. The musicians, I don't really know the other guys, but
It's a classic album, Blow by Blow. It's a class.
Yeah,
You
it's
hear about it.
funky, it's jazzy, it's rock and roll, it's all of that stuff. I think it's like 75. It was his first solo record.
So I started listening to like Truth, and I did listen to some Blow by Blow, and there are things I really like. He's just such a unique, weird guitar player, man.
Yeah.
He's Jeff Beck is a weird player. Just his
Yeah.
whole approach to the instrument, the finger style thing. Played that old broadcaster, and then played with Tina Turner and played that Pink Jackson,
Yep.
which I still thought that she caught. If you've ever seen that video, and I think he played. No, I'm sorry. He played the Jackson in Rod Stewart's video for Infatuation. Remember that 80s
That Tina Turner carved her name
Infatuation?
into.
Yes, he's got that pink. Yeah, kick ass, man. Kick ass. Yeah, I like Jeff Beck, but I'm still learning. I'm not a fanatic at all. I never have been. I don't know why. Because he's there. He's there with Page. He's there with Gilmore, with the Hendrix, with all those. He has connections to Billy Gibbons, of course, and yeah,
Yep.
killer. Well, my rock pick is an album I got turned on to by the Drive-By Truckers. It's the Hold Steady,
Yes.
Boys and Girls in America. The Hold Steady I share them with people all the time, and I've yet to land anybody. I've yet to convert someone into a Hold Steady fan.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with them.
Oh, they're cool, man. They're what would you? I mean, there's elements of like Springsteen in there,
Okay.
for sure.
Craig Finn, the singer, has a unique voice.
That's what I lose
And
people. That's how I lose
it's
people.
like if you're into like Patterson's type of vocal delivery, Craig Finn's got that weird vocal delivery too.
It's almost like talking at times,
Yeah.
right? I mean, not spoken word, but it's a little less melodic sometimes, I think, and it's a very unique voice.
It's
and
like
go ahead.
It's like that band I sent you a single of recently, John, Flory.
Yes. Yeah.
I think Patterson Hood likes people that sound kind of like him.
Well,
because they sound like that girl in Flory sounds a little Patterson Hoodish.
I wonder if I'm like that.
Her delivery.
That's killer. I could see me being like that. That bald dude who sings out of key? That's my thing. That's what I'm into. That's rock and roll. All right. Yeah, so the Hold Steady, Boys and Girls in America, some great songs on it. Dave Pirner from Soul Asylum's on it. Juliana Hatfield's on it. And it's a great record. And it has piano, which for some reason in my rock and roll, if I get a good rollicking kind of E Street Band piano thing, if you ever listen to my favorite Springsteen album and probably one of my top 3 albums, Born to Run, all the songs have little intros, like these little cinematic piano intros before they kick in, Meeting Across the River, stuff like that. The Hold Steady, and it gives everything a cinematic vibe, like it's building this solo piano thing builds into the crashing rocker, it's cool. So yeah, check out the Hold Steady. All right, moving on. Pop album, right? Is that what's next, Scott? All right, Ernie, what do you got?
This is I chose this one just for the pure sentimentality. I remember listening to it in my sister's bedroom when I was little. My sister was a little bit older than me. I had to go with Purple Rain by Prince on this one. Had to. Let's Go Crazy, Darling Nikki, When Doves Cry, and the title track. Are you kidding me? It's a classic, and it just takes me. It's like getting a warm hug. It's so good and so tasty.
Yeah. John is obsessed with that record. So.
I do that, and to add insult to injury, I'm obsessed with it and have been since I had my best friend's sister, same deal, little older. She was into early Prince, right? Like
nice.
Controversy. I remember seeing that classic photo of Prince in like stockings, a G-string, a trench coat, and I'm like, what the fuck is this thing?
Yeah.
And then I was hooked because it's just so cool and so funky, and so it touched on so many. Plus, stuff like Let's Go Crazy, stuff on Purple Rain. There's guitars. The dude plays great guitar.
Yeah, hell of a guitar player.
For the rock and roll dude, it could scratch that itch too. It wasn't just keyboard pop. Prince
Hell
would
yeah.
dig in. And so my 17-year-old who collects vinyl albums, he's kind of a nerdy jazz freak. Purple Rain. We were going through albums the other day. We just sit around sometimes and rank albums. Like he gave it a 10. He said Purple Rain is perfection. He goes, there's only a couple songs. He goes, there's
Absolutely.
like one song. He goes, I don't necessarily like the beautiful ones. He's like, that's the one song I maybe don't like. He goes, but everything else is. Take Me With You is a great tune. Yeah, I could go on and on. That's a killer. The movie, I'll give you guys some insight. The movie Purple Rain that I had on VHS back in my kind of high school, college days, if I invited a young lady over to the crib to watch a movie, Purple
That's
Rain.
what's up.
Purple
That's
Rain.
what's up.
60% of the time, Ernie, it works every time.
That's what's up.
No, and it's looking back with my adult eyes, it's a bit much, right? That movie's a bit much. The whole thing is a bit much, but it's still Morris Day is in it, and I love the time.
I love the time.
And that whole, you know, what would have been cool is if you had that Minneapolis scene, but they could have somehow got like, you know, Bob Stinson and Paul Westerberg in there, and some of the guys from, you know, Soul Asylum or something. But
yeah.
I was just reading. I've been reading. I think it's a Replacements book, as a matter of fact. And it talks about some early Matt's show they played like at a college campus, and Prince was there sitting out in the grass. So they were aware. I'm going to count that as a win. I'm going to pretend that Prince was really into the Replacements there.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. Oh, great pick. Great pick. Mine is The Wallflowers, Bringing Down the Horse. That big Wallflowers album.
Great record.
It sounds so good, man. It's good. The guitars are good. Jacob Dylan is killer.
That was their sophomore.
Yes. I don't have that other album. I have 2 Wallflowers albums. This one and maybe the one after it.
Okay. I think the first one is self-titled, possibly.
Yes. I think I remember seeing it on the shelf at the record store I worked at or something. Yeah. I like Bringing Down the Horse just because it's in my pop category because it's pop record.
Oh yeah, those guys were hanging out with the Tuesday Night Music Club and all that. So
well, for me, the songs are really super good. I love his voice. I do. I think he's got a really great voice. The hits are killer, but it's where like Adam Duritz from the Counting Crows sings on it. Gary Loris and Mark Olson from the Jayhawks sing on it. The guitar tones are bitchin'. The overall sound is good. You know, it's just a great record. And the cool thing is, he's a better man than me because none of those songs sound like Bob Dylan tunes. If I were Bob Dylan's kid, I guarantee you my album would have been like protest songs and, you know.
Yeah, he does his own thing. That's for sure. That's awesome.
And you got to respect that.
You've got to.
Yeah. Yeah. He really did his own thing. And I've got a ton of respect for that.
I do too. And right now his guitar player right now is Chris Masterson from Steve Earle and the Dukes and Masterson's. He's playing guitar in the Wallflowers right now. And he's one of my dudes. I love him. I love him so much. He's such a great guitar player. And that's always been a good band. Like Michael Ramos is the organ player, and they just have always had a great band. I saw them live. They were very, very good. I also made the mistake of I was working. I think I played this festival and then worked it. Like I was on the crew doing something. And someone had to go pick up Jacob Dylan from the airport, and I let my girlfriend do it. That's not a smart move, man.
Not at all, man.
You don't leave your girlfriend alone in a car with Jacob Dylan.
No, hell no.
Yeah. So that's how stupid I could be. Yeah, the Wallflowers.
My pop record.
What is it?
The Best of the Bee Gees from the 60s.
Can you move that over? Move that over. There it is. Dude. Are you going to take my thunder, my Bee Gees thunder? You know how I love that era of the Bee Gees.
Oh man, I've been playing the crap out of that record lately.
What's your favorite song on there?
Oh, I love
If you don't say Massachusetts, I'm jumping through this phone right now.
That's a great one. Spicks and Specks is great. I Can't See Nobody.
That's a jam.
New York Mining Disaster.
Oh,
Love Somebody. To Love
Oh,
Somebody is
Love
awesome.
somebody.
have you guys
I
ever
Started
heard?
a Joke is probably my all-time
Oh
favorite
yeah.
Bee Gees song, which
Um,
the Wallflowers also do.
I love, man. So how did you get like of course my age, the Bee Gees were when I was growing up were like
Yeah,
everywhere, everywhere. I had a Bee Gees lunch pail.
I
That's how
know.
big the Bee. I know I've
Oh
told the
wow.
story, Ernie. Since you are not privy to this information, you remember those hologram things where you'd get like a sports card, you could turn it and it would do different
Yeah.
right two
Yeah.
poses. My Bee Gees lunch
Lenticular
pail,
photo, as Denny said on the show.
my lunchbox, Ernie, was the Bee Gees in satin jackets, right? All standing, they're looking real good.
Oh
You
shit.
turn it, those jackets open up. Now you're chains and chest.
Woo.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know
sexy
how.
as hell.
I don't know
That's
how I got my
awesome.
ass kicked as often as I did. That's weird. I had a Bee Gees lunch pail where they pop their shirts
That's
off.
that's why I own this record, because of you.
Dude,
So
it is first of all, I mean,
I only knew Staying Alive Bee Gees until you told me about this.
dude, and I want it so bad. I want to take credit. Um, I got hip on that era of Bee Gees. Believe it or not, I reconnected with my biological father when I was 30, damn near 40 years old. And it
Wow.
turns out he's a music guy, and there's a whole story behind this I'll have to share sometime. But anyhow, we're talking about the Bee Gees, and I say, yeah, man, I like the Bee Gees. I like disco Bee Gees. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? And he's like, you got to listen to the Bee Gees. And he gives me that album and kind of makes me a compilation CD because that was,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then I was done. And then just as another side note, a cover tune, if you, and I hesitate to share this because I'm going to rip it off someday in a band and it would be cool to get credit. Um, the band Slobberbone, if you're familiar with the band Slobberbone, Americana, Ernie, check them out. Killer rock and
Okay.
roll band, killer rock and roll
Yeah.
band. I watched them clear the Rosebud in Grand Haven one night in a way I'd never seen a band play. I should have known when they both wheeled in 412s and plexis. Like this
From
is good.
Fest, yeah.
We're gonna clear this room. But Slobberbone covers To Love Somebody. And it's
Uh-huh.
rootsy and cool and oh, it's killer.
That's a
What a
great
great
song, though. That's a
yes.
great fucking song.
Yes, it really is.
I mean,
A classic, right?
yeah,
Beautiful, perfect. Man, Scott, nice. That's
that's
a
a good
good
pick.
Thank
pick.
you.
That's a good pick, man. All right, moving on to the world of country music. Ernie, what you got?
You know, my pick this week is different than it would have been if we had done this last week or the week
Right.
before last. I
That's NMD.
Yeah.
I am going with Snipe Hunter by Tyler Childers. Just came out
Oh,
last
dude, it just
Friday.
came out.
But there's something. I'm from southeastern Kentucky, born and raised. There's
Nice.
just something about this record that just scratches that little part of my brain. The songs on it. I mean, biting list. I can think of 4 or 5 people who I can hear saying, "If I ever get rabies, you're going on my biting list." Um, I connect with this record. I believe. I mean, there's a lot of really great people out in the country scene doing it right now,
Yeah.
in the underground, and there are some good people in the mainstream.
Yep.
For every Morgan Wallen, you got a Zach Top, you got a Luke Combs. Luke Combs' cover of the Grand Tour at Opry 100. It made me emotional. It was fantastic, and that's one of my favorite songs. Anyway, back to
He's a
Tyler.
dude, yeah.
I firmly believe that this is the country record of 2025.
Wow.
Full stop.
I haven't heard it
is.
yet. I'm a fan. I've been a fan since he released the Live at the Red Barn records, like 1 and
Yeah,
2. So I've been a
yeah.
fan for 10 years or something, but
And I'm
he
not
is
familiar at all. It's just there's a whole this guy and who's the other country singer? Kind of a psychedelic country dude.
Sturgill Simpson.
Thank you.
yes.
Yeah,
So these cats are guys that
Kentucky as
just
well, right, Ernie?
yeah. Kentucky
I
boy. Yeah,
I
yeah,
never
yeah. From
got
Estill
into,
County.
and I'm
Are you
trying.
familiar with SG Goodman from
No,
Kentucky, Ernie?
I'm not. I'm not.
Check her out. She's got a
Okay.
new record. I can't remember what it's called, but there's a song on it called Snapping Turtle that is out of this world.
And
Okay.
what's Tyler like? What's that? If you, I'm sorry to ask two
No.
learned men to pigeonhole an artist, but give me, are we traditional country in the
Yeah.
Yes.
George Jones vein or the
Bluegrassy.
Waylon
No.
Haggard?
This is Roger Miller at his
Ooh,
finest.
Is it?
okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because he does
This
that
is
bluegrass, that
it,
whole
it
record that's bluegrass, no
yeah,
vocals.
yeah. He had a fiddle record that came out in 20, I think 2020, 2021.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
have that on vinyl. It's
Uh,
killer.
but but this record I would put it's witty, it's profane, it's fun. Yeah, I absolutely would put it up there with Roger Miller's work.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sold. I'm
really,
checking
really
it out.
fun, really
He's a
I'm
fun.
hell
trying
of
to
a
get into
lyricist.
Sturgill Simpson right now too. I'm trying
Sturgill
because
Simpson, Sturgill Simpson, his first three records
Yes.
are some of my favorite, but I really liked the psychedelic, the thing he did where he released the anime on Netflix to coincide with it. I thought that
oh,
was
Right.
really
cool.
brilliant too.
Cool. Okay.
Really brilliant.
Cool. My country pick is it's by probably one of my country heroes, and I don't think he ever got his just desserts. But Del Reeves, Looking at the World Through a Windshield.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I mean that's as I'm sure Del Reeves was, if you know, the first, I'm going to say the first 5 or 10 songs I ever heard in my life, I can almost guarantee you one of them was a Del Reeves tune. And from that day forward, I loved Del Reeves. I loved trucking culture. My dad was an over the
Hmm.
road truck driver. So I
Hmm.
was into that shit big time. And Del, I mean, Looking at the World Through a Windshield alone. I mean, that there's some lines in there that if you grew up like I did, there's some, um, there's lines in there like, when I was just a little bitty kid, I remember one time mama said daddy sends you all his love from the Frisco Bay. It's like, I
Yeah.
never understood why my daddy didn't spend some time at home.
Hmm.
That's in there, but there's also 6 days, his version of 6 days on the road, which is
Yep.
a standard that I still play and love, and I still think is a cool song and still has
Great song.
some of the greatest trucking lines ever. um it got Phantom 309 on it. And my big Dell story is, for years in Dutch Henry, we covered Del Reeves if we were playing a gig that needed covers. And Greg or Mitch would always tell the story about the Shoney's in Nashville, where Del Reeves, when they were down there, this is just before I started going down to Nashville. Um, Dell would play a breakfast set at that Shoney's.
No
What
shit.
was what is
Yes,
Shoney's? Was that
it's
like a big boy?
like a fucking
Yeah.
big boy. Yeah,
Was it?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like a
yeah,
big boy.
I've
They got a
heard I've
buffet.
heard like
yeah,
Joe Diffie
Yeah.
talk about Shoney's, but I
Yeah.
never knew what it
yeah.
was.
And
Yeah.
I think Dell played the Shoney's like the Briley Parkway somewhere, and not in, it's not like there was a Shoney's on Lower Broadway then. Um, there's this Shoney's that has this country legend playing at breakfast, for
That's
proper
so crazy.
a
That's
few hundred.
wild.
And to this day, like if we play any Dell song, the joke between Greg and I is Dell plays a breakfast set at the Shoney's, and because while we were actively playing, he was still doing it.
Yeah.
He was
Oh
still
yeah. That's
a country
crazy.
fucking legend, right?
Yeah.
And then years later, I was playing at a place east of my hometown now, in Scottsville, Michigan, called Johnny's Bandstand, which was it was it was the surf ballroom of the area. and
Okay.
and and Johnny Urban was like kind of like a Dick Clark sort of cat, right? He was in the business. He brought all these artists. And my mom drove from Muskegon to Scottsville, and she never went to a concert ever to see Johnny Paycheck there.
Okay.
My
Yeah. Hell yeah.
my first gig there was kind of a big deal. Like they get 500 people in here during
Yeah.
hunting season, like this big empty, skating rink type vibe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And going through all the pictures, the 8x10s on the wall, and there's fucking Del. Del Reeves had played there, and there were bigger
Really?
names, right? That had, but not for me. And so
Right.
every time I'd
Right.
play there, it was kind of like, I'd go look at Del's picture, and this cool kind of
That's
80s Del
awesome.
photo. Yeah.
That's
What's your
awesome.
country pick, Scott?
It is before, side note, dude, I texted you, John, but I finally found Dutch Henry's 1973 on CD.
Was it two of them for like 18
No,
bucks?
no, that was if you bought more than one CD from the
Oh, from
guy. He
that
would,
guy.
yeah, but he
Good,
didn't have anything else I wanted. But
good.
yeah, $20 I had to pay for it. But
Well, a
you said
bargain at
it's a
twice the
second
price.
print.
Yes, there were two runs of it. One of them
Okay.
was like a actual, gatefold opened up type thing.
Oh, this is
Then
a like
this
a
sleeve,
oh, it's a cardboard one. Okay.
cardboard sleeve. Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
hopefully
Well,
the
good.
music's in good shape and I can rip it to MP3 or
Yeah,
FLAC or whatever. But
yeah. That was definitely the show Dal at Shoney's era.
my my country pick is from Bob Wayne and the Outlaw Carnies. And it is the album Outlaw Carney from late 2000s, probably
Yeah,
2008 era.
yeah, I think so.
Ernie,
Um,
does that ring a bell to you?
Yeah, yeah, I'm familiar. I'm familiar.
I've got nothing,
Bob
Scott. What
Wayne,
is it?
he does a song on there called Working Man with Hank 3. I think it's the last track.
Cool.
Um, so if you're wondering what he's like, he's that style.
Hmm.
Trucking songs. He's got a whole trucking album. He's got a podcast. He's awesome though. I've
Yeah,
met him.
who
He's
doesn't? Everybody's got a
Oh
podcast.
Jesus, yeah, it's like saying you're gonna run
Uh,
for president. Um, I met him at the Tip Top. Saw him at the
yeah,
Tip Top. He
I
was
was just going to
great.
say, doesn't he blow through Tip Top from time to time?
I hope he does again, but I've seen him there once,
Okay, okay.
and then I think I might have seen him with Hank 3. I've seen Hank 3 times, but I can't remember the third one who he was with. He might have just been alone, but it could have been Bob Wayne too. But yeah,
Huh.
that record is he does this song on there called Reptile, and he does his best Johnny Cash on that. And
Yeah.
there's revenge songs, there's murder songs. He's kick ass. There's trucking tunes. He's
I
just
wrote it
all
down.
yeah.
I
And
wrote it down.
stuff that there's a song on there called Blood to Dust.
Huh.
That is a true story. I asked him. I said, "Is this song true?" He's like, "Every word." It's about his dad, and it gives you freaking goosebumps. It is amazing.
Killer.
Just kick ass songwriter.
I got to drive today. It's written down. All right. Moving on to, and again, R&B, rap, jazz, blues, right? Kind of
Yep.
that catch-all. What do you got, Ernie?
You know, I went with one son for rock and metal. I went with my other son. They're twins. He's also a musician. So I deferred to my boy Henry, and he went with "Let's Start Here" by Lil Yachty. Now I wasn't familiar with it at all, but the way he explained it to me was for years Yachty was seen as a joke in the industry, and then this record changed that. It drew from psychedelic areas, and it went on to become a major stepping stone in his career. And Henry said it changed the way he listened to music because it was so dense and so um, what's the word he used? Anyway, I can't think of it. It's not coming to me, but it made it altered the way he looked at music and how music could make him feel.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
And what was the artist again, Ernie?
the yard artist was Lil Yachty.
Lil Yachty.
Lil Yachty, yeah,
Is
and
this just straight up rap?
the way it was described to me is it had notes of psychedelic rock underpinning the hip hop rap. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice. Nice. All right. Wow. My R&B rap blues. I picked a blues album today, Scott.
Nice.
I picked an album that I'm not a blues man. I mean, I think that's apparent to anybody. But I became a blues man because at the Muskegon, Michigan flea market and swap meet, I bought 3 cassette tapes for, I don't know, $10. And one of them, and I specifically were looking for blues and telling the cat at the table, like, I'm looking for blues music. One was like a best of the blues compilation.
Yep.
So, and the dude gave me Muddy Waters Hard Again.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes,
And I
sir.
put it in my 1986 Z24 right there in the parking lot and drove home. And it opens up with Manish Boy.
Yes, sir.
And I was like, holy shit. I had been like, people were disguising stuff as blues for a while, and I was like, well, this is noodly bullshit, right? I was like, this
Mm-hmm.
doesn't isn't what I'm thinking at all.
Mm-hmm.
But Hard Again had Manish Boys. I Can't Be Satisfied's on there. One of my favorite blues songs, The Blues Had a Baby and They Named It Rock and Roll, is on
Mm.
there. And it's just Manish Boys what got me, I think, too, because I mean, it was nothing. It was just
Mm.
raw, 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 raw. And I hadn't heard that yet. I was, my blues experience per se was rockin' blues or some variation of the blues. And Muddy Waters was, you know, real gritty, honest to God, almost field recording quality shit where you're like, and Scott, I know you are often apt to say, like, don't tell me you love these shitty field recordings where,
Right.
you got some guy or something, right?
Yeah.
But this is, I mean, it's obviously, it was probably done, if I'm guessing, it was probably recorded at Chess Studios, if I'm guessing.
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
But it's just beautiful. You can hear all of it, and it's really it's a nasty blues album, and it. Thank God for that, because then I went, oh, then I could start
Yeah.
to, I could regionalize my blues. Like I could go, dude, you're confusing. You're expecting a Chicago blues experience from a Texas blues artist, or you want this thing to sound like a Mississippi Delta blues thing, but it's more like a Chicago. It's got a Chicago vibe to it. I
Right.
started to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
And that still to this day, it's like, yeah, the North Mississippi All Stars are a blues band without question, and they're a Delta blues band. They have that kind of feel. But yeah, a guy like Charlie Sexton is a Texas blues artist and has that feel to his playing where, you start to see how it all works. And as far as that style of blues, Muddy Waters is my guy. So that was my
That's a
pick.
Nice.
great fucking pick, man. Great pick.
What do you got, Scott?
My jazz is it's called Uniquely Mancini from
Oh,
Henry Mancini. It's a big band record. And I don't know who did this originally or who wrote the song, but he does Green Onions on here.
oh yeah.
The very first track. And I'm a huge Mancini guy. I have probably close to 20 albums of his on vinyl.
Oh wow.
And but I always thought it was Booker T.
I thought so too.
This record came out in 63, so I'm not sure when Booker T did it,
I
but
don't feel like it was 63.
yeah,
I
I
feel like
thought it was
Booker T's was
closer to
after that.
70 or late
Yeah.
60s. But
Yeah, late 60s.
anyway,
Wow.
I love Mancini Big Band. There's another one he did in 67 called Big Band 67, I believe, but it's awesome. And if you're into big band jazz, it's a great Mancini record. It's probably
Nice.
top 5.
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
Good pick. Sorry for your loss, man.
What's that?
I said I'm sorry for your loss. That's a recent loss, right?
Mancini?
Yeah.
He died in like 19.
Oh, really? Who
Yeah.
am I thinking? I'm sorry. No, my fault. My fault. Wrong guy.
Chuck Mangione.
That's who I was thinking of.
Man,
Yeah,
Sorry.
he played with Art Blakey. I know
Who
he
did?
played with Art Blakey a bit. He
Who?
played with everybody. but-
Mancini?
No, Mangione.
Oh
Mangione.
yeah, yeah. And he was on
He
he was
played
on
with Art
King of the Hill.
Blakey's though.
Yep.
He was on King of the Hill too. He played for the opening of the Megalomart.
Roger
All
Klein
right.
and the Peacemakers. They wrote that tune.
I know. I have to tell
Well,
you.
yeah, as the Refreshments, but
All right, moving on. This is our last one. This is our weird ass NMD picks album most people haven't heard that you love. What you got, Ernie?
I don't know. It's not so much that people haven't heard it; it's people have probably forgotten about it. I'm going with "This One's Going to Hurt You" by Marty Stewart. This is my
great
desert
record.
island record, man. This
Is it?
I mean,
Nice.
yeah, it is. If there's one record I get to take with me that I have to listen to forever, it's this one.
Wow.
Is that the one with just Marty's face on the cover?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It opens with a song called "Me and Hank and Jumpin' Jack
Oh,
Flash,"
that song.
yeah.
is-
which is just this fever dream of Marty in hillbilly heaven, and he's hanging out with Hank Williams,
and the way it leaves you hanging at the
yeah,
end.
and then it just weaves its way through all the other songs, and then at the end end of it, Marty comes back on and says, "And that's when I woke up." And you realize, holy shit, I've been listening to this
Dream.
really loosely connected dream
Yeah.
concept record.
Yeah, killer.
Yeah, it's a great record.
That's awesome.
I think it's out of print. I don't think it's ever been on vinyl. If it ever gets on vinyl, I'll probably buy like 10 copies of it just so I have it. But yeah, no, that's my all-time end-all, be-all. Whenever I'm talking records, it always goes back to that one somehow. That's my record right there.
Beautiful.
Talk about a pedigree, right? Marty
Yeah.
Stewart. I
Oh
mean,
my
Yeah.
God.
at the right hand of all sorts of historic artists, plus an artist in his own as a kid, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Hanging out with Lester Flatt and his band
dude,
as
he was
a 13-year-old.
moved
Johnny
in.
Cash.
Yeah.
He moved into one of their houses. Like he was
Yeah.
living with Earl Scruggs or some shit like
No,
that.
it was he was living with
Bill
Clarence
Monroe.
White's brother.
Oh, that Roland
Clarence
White.
White's, yeah, Roland White. That's
Yep.
who he was living with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who kind of brought him to town, maybe,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
play mandolin.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Man.
are you, Ernie? If you're a Marty Stewart fan, you've probably seen the Marty Stewart show.
Oh yeah, hell yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the greatest performance. The performance of "Poor Side of Town" by Johnny Rivers on that show is mind blowing.
Yeah.
Hank 3 did something on there too.
Who's that?
Hank 3.
Oh
yeah, wearing his grandfather's suit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. And I think they did "Picture from Life's Other Side" is what he and Marty did. Isn't that what they did?
I think so.
Yeah. So that show is really important because that show was the last stop for a lot of people like Charlie Louvin and Kitty Wells and so many people. That's the last time you see them before they take. Yeah. I think that's a real important show and that people should seek out. It really is.
And like we were saying, just great performances. Plus, I mean, band wise, it's everyone. That's your dream band. That's everyone's dream band, right?
That band is. I went and saw them, and that band is the reason I started playing music again,
dude.
Absolutely.
I mean, Kenny Vaughn. Kenny Vaughn has been kind of on my radar. He was playing with a girl named Kim Ritchie. That around that Nashville era, we got hip to Kim Ritchie. And then the next time I saw Kenny Vaughn play guitar, he was playing with Lucinda Williams in a band that had, and I don't know if she took that band out all the time, but it was him on lead guitar and Jim Lauderdale was playing acoustic and singing harmony.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, how much of a band do you want?
Yeah.
And then, obviously the Marty Stewart stuff. Kenny Vaughn is a legend in his own right. He's phenomenal. And he tells a story about the telly, right? We all know Marty's telly, right?
Yeah.
Clarence White's telly.
Yeah.
He goes that dudes will come up in an airport and ask about it, and fucking Marty Stewart will pull it out of the case and let dudes hold it and play it.
Yeah.
Like you're holding that guitar. And he also has Marty has, of course, we all know he has Hank Williams acoustic. He has Hank Williams Martin. Yeah. He has a huge collection of, he's a country, almost like a museum, right? Yeah, he collects memorabilia. Yes. But he also has Pop Staples Telecaster, Rosewood Telly from the Last Waltz, dude.
Yes, he does. Yeah, Pops gave that to him himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wanted someone who would play it.
He's got his Congress of Country Music down in Mississippi. It's a theater and a museum. Ooh. And now he's partnered with the Country Music Hall of Fame. I think he's donated most of his collection, but he still has the Congress down, and I think it's in Jackson, Mississippi.
God, how cool.
But he's definitely one of the coolest cats walking the face of the planet right now, without a doubt.
And Marty Stewart was a I don't want to say an act because he never was, but he was the face. He was Dwight Yoakam. I mean, he was Rodney Foster. He was the face, right? He was a front man and he was this. But when you listen to him playing, like if Kenny Vaughn is singing and Marty's just playing guitar with him, you get a real feel about, oh boy, like how much space he can fill, how many cool things he does with effortless cool things on that
Mm-hmm.
B bender the whole time. And
Mm-hmm.
and you know, Kenny Vaughn says, you know, he's picked up that guitar, that Clarence guitar. He's like, I can't play it. He's like, I don't know how to play a B bender guitar. He goes, it's not set up like I would play it at all. He goes, but Marty Stewart, you know, it's like it's in his DNA to play that guitar. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I love Marty Stewart. Great pick.
I do
man.
too. I do
Great
too.
pick. Great pick. My NMD pick I've talked about on the show. I think, Scott, you'll have to correct me. It's by a supergroup called Swag.
Oh yeah, Swag. Yep.
The album is called Catch-All. So
Okay.
Dutch Henry's manager, a guy named Scotty Huff, said, you know, we met him. He was playing with Keith Urban. He was in that first great run of Keith Urban, where Who Wouldn't Want to Be Me and all that. He was in the band. He's in the videos. You know, playing mandolin, playing whatever.
Okay.
And so that's how we met him, and then connected. And so he says, you know, we would go down and play Nashville quite a bit. And he said, you want to open for my band, Swag? And it's okay. Yeah, of course. You know, he could have been, it's me and a computer, and we'd have got in the van and went down and played the 5 spot.
Yeah.
Right. It was a big deal.
Hell yeah.
Especially the 5 spot. A lot of history there. I love that club. And we played it. It was a cool joint. But anyhow, Swag was Robert Reynolds from the Mavericks.
Get out.
Jerry Dale McFadden, from who's in the Mavericks right now, was in Sixpence None the Richer on keys. Tom Peterson from Cheap Trick on bass.
Oh.
Ken Coomer from Wilco was the drummer. And Scotty Huff was in there. They'd have a couple guys kind of switch in and out. It sounds like Beach Boy. I mean, it's got that vibe, that 60s Pet Soundsy vibe, but there's just power pop. It's a power pop record.
Yeah, it's power pop.
It's so good, man. And I mean, they deliberately, you know, the 12-string sounds are beautiful. They sound like the Byrds. You know, these guys had such a depth that they went in the studio and were able to get classic sounds down over which any of, you know, especially now, you know, you can do that now, but it's putting them in killer songs. And that's what they did. They put all these classic sounds in killer songs. So they really supported the overall thing. And I mean, we were down there at 16 Tons in Nashville in the studio there, where they had I'd never seen a real harpsichord in my whole life. You know, it's shit like that. They had the council, the old council from Abbey Road, you know, that kind of tones and preamps. And so, yeah, check it out. Catch-All by Swag.
Yeah.
Scott, every pick of yours is an NMD pick, but what's your NMD pick?
It's not really NMD, but it's necessary. It's a necessary album. It's called 14 Songs by Paul Westerberg.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're a Replacements fan, don't tell me you're a Replacements fan if you don't own this record.
Got it. I'm covered. Don't you worry about it.
Oh my God. From Knocking on Mine to First Glimmer to my favorite song, Silver Naked Ladies. That record is just kick ass. Brian McLeod plays drums on it. He plays on, didn't he play with Katie Lang?
That I don't know.
I think Connor said he played with Katie Lang on her when he was on the show.
Okay.
But yeah, Joan Jett appears singing background on this record.
That was Westerberg's big solo album. 14 Songs was kind of his big one.
Yeah, this record and those 2 tracks from the single soundtrack are just badass. But
the shit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 14 songs. He's got another record in like 96. That's cool. I can't remember what it's called right now, but 14 songs. Must own.
Yeah, that's a great record. I was working at a record store when that came out for sure. That singles era, right?
Yeah,
of that movie.
I believe it.
Yeah, that's such a great. I mean, again, the Replacements, for everything they were. I forget how many things that I'm into that I got into because they sounded like the Replacements. So they reminded me.
I believe this.
93. Yeah. Oh man, that was a good era for me too. Woo. Good times. Good times.
Mm-hmm.
I lived my life like a French movie, Scott.
Yeah.
It's my singles quote for you.
Yeah, right.
Excellent. Well, you guys, I always gauge the success of one of these episodes on if I have anything written down to go seek out, and I've got
Yep.
all sorts of stuff written down here. So
Awesome. Yeah, same here.
yeah, I
That's
appreciate
awesome.
you guys sharing this stuff with me. And I'm certainly like I said, I got about a half-hour drive ahead of me today, there and back. So I'm definitely going to be checking some of this stuff out. I'll report back. And
Very cool.
Ernie, thank you so much for being here, dude. Really,
Thanks for
thank you.
having us. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Thank
I
you. Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you. And you got anything to plug? What's going on right now?
The Magnificent Bastards, we're just getting back together. We have a show coming up in Reed City, Michigan. We're
Oh
doing a
yeah.
fundraiser for the Crossroads Theater Guild. They've got some improvements that they need to fund. So it's going to be me and Smile Darlin, which is formerly known as Melissa Dillon Band, and
Oh yeah.
Stovepipe Stover.
Sure.
We're coming together on a Saturday night. We're calling it Small Town Saturday Night at the Crossroads Theater,
I
and
saw the
if
ad for that.
15 in advance, 20 at the door. It's going to be just a fun night of rock and roll.
Killing.
And then we've got some other stuff coming up. I think we're looking at maybe doing the Easttown Street Fair
Oh cool.
Oh,
over in
nice.
Easttown, and then we're getting some stuff ironed out over for Saginaw on the other side of the state. So we've got some announcements coming real soon. So
Good. And keep us posted, please.
yes, sir, we will. We will.
All
Like I
right.
said, appreciate you having me. Appreciate
Hey,
you having
thank you
me.
so much. Scott, you got any closing words for us today?
So give me one more platinum plaque and fuck rap. You can have it back.
Thanks, everybody. See you later. Thanks again,
See you
Ernie.
later, everybody.
Thanks,
Thanks.
guys.
Thanks, Ernie.
Hey, take care, man. We'll talk soon.